From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Friday, October 17th, 2014. Silver is trading at $17.38 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,240 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $385. Antiwar.com reports a month into the Islamic State push against the Kurdish border town of Kobani, the Kurdish forces in the city are continuing to hold it and have even made some progress. Commanders of Kurdish forces say they've driven out the Islamic State from parts of the town, and they believe they can take back the pockets of resistance of the Islamic State fighters elsewhere. Exactly what's going on the ground remains unclear, as Kurdish factions are keen to manage the narrative. People across the border in Turkey, however, report considerable fighting is still visibly going on in the city. Though when the battle for Kobani was going poorly, the U.S. insisted that it was not a priority. The Obama administration has launched scores of airstrikes in and around Kobani, and if the Kurds manage to expel the Islamic State, even temporarily, expect U.S. officials to change their tune and tout it as a vindication of their war strategy. The Islamic State has tried to take Kobani several times unsuccessfully and has significant reinforcements incoming. Needless to say, the battle for the town remains far from resolved. FPP Radio News is brought to you by Roberts & Roberts Brokerage. For over 35 years, Roberts & Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They now take Bitcoin for purchasing precious metals so you can turn your profits into a long-term investment. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing. 800-874-9760. The Associated Press reports FBI Director James Comey warned in stark terms Thursday against the push by tech companies to encrypt smartphone data and operating systems, arguing that murder cases could be stalled, suspects could walk free, and justice could be thwarted by a locked phone or an encrypted hard drive. Privacy advocates and technology experts called the concerns exaggerated and little more than recycled arguments the government has raised against encryption since the early 1990s. Likening encrypted data to a safe that cannot be cracked or a closet door that won't open, Comey said the move by tech companies to protect users' communication in the name of privacy is certain to impede a wide range of criminal investigations. Comey said new legislation to allow law enforcement to intercept communications is needed at a time of advancing technology and new forms of communication. He said in a Brookings Institute speech, "We have the legal authority to intercept and access communications from information pursuant to court order, but we often lack the technical ability to do so." Comey cited particular cases in which he said access to cell phone data aided in criminal investigation, but in a question and answer session after the speech, he said he could not cite particular instances in which someone was rescued from danger who would not have been had law enforcement been blocked from the information. The speech, which echoes concerns he and others in law enforcement have previously made, comes soon after announcements by Apple and Google that their new operating systems will be encrypted or protected with coding by default. Law enforcement officials could still intercept conversations but might not be able to access call data, contacts, photos, or email stored on the phone. You can support FPP Radio by shopping online. Whether you're looking for t-shirts, precious metals, bitcoins, or books, you'll find that and more at shop.fppradio.com. Every purchase you make from one of my affiliates at shop.fppradio.com helps fund FPP Radio. That's shop.fppradio.com. Reuters reports a U.S. federal court has dismissed a $200 million civil lawsuit filed by a family of a man being treated for schizophrenia who was shot 23 times by police in West Virginia, drawing criticism from the local chapter of a national civil rights group. U.S. District Court Judge Gina Groh of the Northern District of West Virginia ruled that the use of deadly force by 5 officers in the city of Martinsburg was reasonable and justified in the March 14, 2013 shooting death of Wayne Arnold Jones. Police said Jones, who was taking medication for schizophrenia, was first struck with stun guns after he became angry and refused to follow orders. He then pulled a knife and stabbed one of the officers, causing minor wounds. Police said that led to the shooting. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.